Good evening, race fans, and welcome out to the Kern County Raceway, where tonight's race is the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs 100 out here this afternoon. We welcome you out here, as always. It is none other than Upstate Al bringing you all tonight's racing action. We hope that our colleague Jason is having a good time out on the boat as he's out on vacation. Well, we have a lot of exciting things that happen for you here this evening. We got a 100-lap main event coming up here for tonight's Tallarico Boardwalk Subs 100. We already had qualifying. We'll get through the starting lineup and tell you who's going to start on the pole. The hottest man on the circuit right now, well, he is starting on the pole here this evening. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup here on the front stretch. And we're going to start with our pole sitter here for the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs starting lineup. Jackson Lewis will set pole, but he'll go to the rear with a shotgun rule in effect here with the American Sim Racing Club's Super Late Model Invitational presented by Sunoco. Outside of him, the Interstate Ford, car number 8, this is Braxton DeWeese. Hayden Swank and Brett Hahn will roll off third and fourth, while Swank will end up being the pole sitter. Ron Hart, David Patton make up row number 3. Chuck Darlings and Andrew Harding will make up row number 4, and rounding out your top 10, the driver out of Illinois, the number 9 of John Kane, and to his outside, the number 13 of Zach Coyer. So Zach Coyer going to roll off in 10th. 11th starting spot will be the 25 of Nick Fleury. Outside of him, car number 12, this is Zach Nichols. Nichols in the number 44 will be 12 in our scoring system here this evening. To look at your remaining lineup, though, it's going to be John DeMeester and Jackson McLaren making up row number 7. And Noah Boucher and Devin McDonald rounding out your 16-car field here tonight for the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs. And we got, look out the back of our pace car at the field. And this, we'd like to thank everybody for tuning on into the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Invitational presented by Sunoco. Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs, Jersey-style soups, subs, and salads serving West Michigan. The Perfect Attendance Award presented by Pro Coat Powder Coating. If you need anything powder coated, make sure it's done by the pros at Pro Coat. As we get ready to go green flag racing, we're going to go this time up off of turn number 4 into the Sunoco restart zone. And Ron Hart going to get turned immediately in a big pile up here on the front stretch. Not what we wanted to see. Is a Tallarico Boardwalk Sub yellow flag going to come out on the start as Ron Hart got turned on that start. Let's take a look back here as they are coming to the green flag. Not sure how this will be ruled, if it'll be a complete restart, but a lot of cars are going to have to come pit side here at the Kern County Raceway. Let's take a look back here and see. Coming in there, Chuck Darling right there behind the 51. He got on the gas pedal, and Darling was ready to go. And just about everyone else going to make some contact. Jackson Lewis going to slide through there. So this one going to see our first yellow flag in over a week here with the American Sim Racing Club's Sunoco Invitational Series, and cars down on pit road coming back out onto the pit road. Andrew Harding's down there taking some tires. John Kane as well as Zach Coyer with some heavy front damage, along with Zach Nichols and John DeMeester. So we will see how this is, but Hayden Swank is shown as your race leader at the current moment, as the field will get jumbled up here behind them. When we take a look at your current race leader, the driver out of Woodstock, Georgia, the Quick Time Media Motorsports, number 35 of Hayden Swank. So we'll see the rest of the field right there in front. So we'll let timing and scoring get kind of jumbled on out. We hope you are enjoying tonight's broadcast. We're glad to have you along for the ride. We got the Deweese fan club out there this evening. Thank you guys for always tuning on in. Always a pleasure to have you here as the field will get waved around the field there. Make sure you hit that thumbs up here and let these drivers know that you appreciate what you are doing. For you out there, is the field going to get reassembled back here behind the pace truck. And what was a wild start to the front start of this Tallarico Boardwalk Subs 100. So a quickie yellow gonna come on out. Looks like some cars getting the wave around. I believe that was the 44 of Nichols. As we keep watching the race leader, the 35. His lights will go out this time by Chuck Darling was assessed the EOL penalty for his partake in that. Looks like a single file restart. So we're glad to have you guys tuning on in here tonight for tonight's main event, presented by Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs. And Jason, if you're watching out there, we sent you a sub while you're on vacation. We're back into the Sunoco restart zone. The 35 of Hayden Swank gonna jump on the loud pedal first. And we are back underway. Down here in the turns. 1 and 2 and up to the backstretch for the first time under full song. And he's jumped out to a decent sized lead over the 8 of Braxton Deweese. Brett Hahn runs in third. David Payton and Nick Fleury, your top 5. Jackson Lewis quickly up into that number 6 spot. After that melee on the start. A little bit deeper in the back here. Ron Hart runs there in front of the About Broke podcast, number 7 of McLaren. McLaren up 6 spots, avoiding that wreck. Finds himself there behind Ron Hart. One car out of shape. That was the 16 of Boucher as we launched them a little bit deeper in the field. Boucher in that LaPlante Racing Products number 16, the driver from the New England area. He's got the 88 of Chuck Darling underneath them. He gets to the outside fence, and we'll say clean and green for the time being. Up front, though, Brett Hahn in that 71, starting to apply the pressure to the 8 of the Interstate Ford entry of Deweese. Deweese doing a good job. Down here, right in front of the 71. As we go on board with Brett Hahn looking out the front with the Pro Coat powder coating on board camera. Hahn with a look to the inside. Deweese going to give him some room to the outside. This lane, this track is going to become too grooved here out tonight, so you'll see that outside groove start to come in here. This track quickly becoming one of the drivers' favorites around this. And tonight, a lot of money on the line for these drivers. $40 to win here tonight, put up by the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs, and I believe there's a bounty if someone can hold off the 7 of Jackson Lewis cleanly. I stress cleanly, cannot be wrecked out. And Jackson Lewis has picked up the top first 2 wins of the season. He works down here in the turns 3 and 4. He's got Ron Hart behind him. And his lap time's going to go by quick. 17 seconds to get around this racetrack. You see him working right there behind number 25, Nick Fleury, and almost didn't recognize that car. Look at the paint job on that. What a sharp-looking ride for the 25 of Nick Fleury. He runs there in spot number 5. The driver out of Hudsonville, Michigan, making a long tow out west. Meanwhile, up front, Dewey's starting to still feeling that pressure as they try to close in on the 35 of Swank. Putting lap 20 into the books this time off of turn number 4. Want to thank everybody for tuning on in here tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as we are trying to get to that 4,000 subscribers. Get notified every time the Turn 3 Racing Network goes live. Make sure you subscribe and you'll get notifications every time the American Sim Racing Club goes live. Right here on Wednesday nights, or whether it's Thursday nights with their Classic Series. They run the 1987 stock cars. Or any other sanctioned events here with the American Sim Racing Club. Devin McDonald working there. He's got the 44 of Nichols behind him. Chuck Darling, the 88, the first car, 1 lap down. He's trying to run away and hide from the 13. Because if the yellow flag were to come out, he would be in that lucky dog position, assuming he does not get involved or have any contact. He would get back on the lead lap here this evening. Braxton Dewey's closing in on the race leader. You can start to see those front brake rotors starting to glow on that number 8 car. And they have really closed it back in on the 35 of Hayden Swank. One quarter of the way done here this evening. Filing as we're going to take a look down from our blimp cam, sponsored by LaPlante Racing Products, at this 3-way battle for the race lead. And you see David Payton right there in that number 38. He's quickly starting to draw in on the 71. So David Payton showing some good pace early on here this evening. So they trying to close in on your race leader. One car high, wide, and handsome that time. That looked like that was the 45 of Andrew Hardings. Hardings with some heavy damage from that first lap wreck here this evening. Oh, a little bit of contact with Jackson Lewis's car. The car does not look like it's received any damage. Oh, trouble on the backstretch, and the yellow flag is flying as Jackson McLaren going to go around with the About Broke podcast. Number 7 goes around, and I believe that started with the 45 of Andrew Hardings, who sits on the backstretch trying to get pointed back in the right direction. Let's take a look here and see. See Hardings up out of the groove and up by the outside wall, comes off the corner, and oh, they just met out of the real estate, ran out. And around went Jackson Lewis. I believe that was the 44 of Nichols that made contact as well. Let's go on board. On with the driver Sunoco onboard camera. And the 44 of Nichols having some contact here once again. tough break for that driver. So we come back to some live pictures here, as you see. Hayden Swank is Zach Nichols down on pit road trying to get that damage fixed on the 44. Chuck Darling able to get the free pass. He'll get back on to the lead lap here with yellow number 2 of the afternoon. Hayden Swank led it since the green flag has come out. The number 8 of Braxton Louise set second fast time in qualifying. Your fast timer, to no one's surprise, was Jackson Lewis in that number 7 car. A little bounty put on them and a $40 winning check to tonight's winner here tonight in the American Sim Racing Club's Invitational presented by Sunoco. Tonight's race proudly presented by Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs. If you're ever in Western Michigan, make sure you stop up there. Tell them thank you for being a great supporter of our sim racing here on the Turn 3 Racing Network and for the American Sim Racing Club. Without supporters like them, we cannot be racing and putting on a good show for you. Field doubled up behind the pace truck. Getting ready to go back in that Sunoco restart zone. The 35 of Swank choosing the outside. He's going to jump on that gas pedal as we are back underway. Swank in there side by side back there for the 3rd spot. David Payton up on the outside trying to make a go of it. Had a great launch there, but now the 71 going to be able to sling on back by and hold on to that 3rd spot. But Braxton Louise is now on the charge, trying to make something happen here. A little bit deeper in the back here, you got Jackson Lewis in that 7 working outside of Nick Fleury. The 71 of Brett Hahn on the outside as the 38 of Payton going to move into that 3rd and final podium position. Jackson Lewis trying to come in here, comes in as your current points man. Has won the first 2 events. Season opener at Richmond and last week at USA International. This is round number 3. Here at the Kern County Motorsports or Motor Raceway, whatever you want to call it. Kern County, Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway. Quickly becoming one of my favorite racetracks. You can see why these drivers are running too wide already. Jackson McLaren working the outside of the 18 of Devin McDonald. And the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast entry. Lewis and Fleury still side by side as the top 4 go single file. Ron Hart putting his nose in there as well. It's a 3-way battle for that 5th spot. Now Lewis will hold on to that. Up front, though, Swank still holds on to it, but Braxton Louise trying to make something happen. We'll love that $40 check here this evening. Everybody's still out on the racetrack. Andrew Harding's car down on pit road. Unfortunately, had to take the tow. His crews are working on that. As one car up the racetrack, I believe that was Noah Boucher, and he is slow on the backstretch. So issues for the LeBlanc Racing Products number 16 is he is going to make it on the pit road. Deweese 0.3 of a second back behind Swink. Gotta believe he's just riding. And Deweese, one of those wily veterans, came in about halfway point through the last season here with the Sunoco Invitational Super Late Model Series and quickly put his name atop of the charts as one of the drivers to beat each and every week. Runs in spot number 2 right now, trying to chase down your race leader. David Payton back full time after taking some time off last season. Back out there with the Pinkerton Oil entry number 38. Brett Hahn in spot is in 4th. 5th spot, Jackson Lewis. Nick Fleury is in 6th, and there is your top 6 cars, nose to tail. As Ron Hart runs in 7th. Jackson McLaren is running in your spot number 8. 9th is Devin McDonald. Zach Nichols is 10th, and Chuck Darling, your last car on the lead lap, sits in the 11th position. Zach Coyer in that lucky dog position runs in 12th. John Demeester is 12th, or in the 13th position with the Boardwalk sub entry, the Tallarico's Boardwalk subs number 2. Mike's on the hood. John Kane right there in front of him. He is in the 14th spot. And Al Boucher and Andrew Hardings reside on pit road trying to get some damage fixed to their race cars. Everybody that's riding out as they see the cross flags halfway in. As now we start to work the backside of this 100 lap event presented by Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs. As they work down here, you see the battle for the 3rd spot starting to heat up. David Payton leaving a little bit of breathing room down to the inside as we go on board with the Pro Coat powder coating on board camera. For any driver this season that makes all races are in for a bonus at the end of the racing season. Monetary to be split across whoever makes the perfect attendance for making all the races here for the Summer Heat Series. Hayden Swank, though, showing away as we look out the back of the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast onboard camera. See about a 4-car length advantage now over the 8 of Deweese. Battle shaping up back here between Jackson McLaren here. And that is the battle for the 8th spot. Is now McDonald trying to make it. That's the battle for the 9th spot. A little bit of rubbing off a turn in the corner number 4. Short track race, a little bit of bumper tag. Here comes the 88 of Darling. He's trying to crack the top 10. So he works underneath the 7 of McLaren. Down to the inside, the McLaren gonna hold them off so far in the outside lane. Holding court. Darling saw it, now he'll switch to the outside, trying to make something happen to get around the 7. As Swank has opened it up now to almost a second over the 8 of Braxton Deweese up front. Deweese though feeling the pressure from that man, the 38 of Pat, and Payton starting to feel the pressure from Hahn, and Jackson Lewis just right in there trying to bide some time with the 40 laps to go. Not quite time to hit that go button just yet, I do not believe. These drivers do have an extra set of Mr. Feelgoods in the pits. Hayden Swank out front though, gonna see this time by lap 63 into the books. Here comes Brett the Jet, gonna see some daylight underneath the 38 of Payne. Can he make something happen? As he does, here comes the 7 to fill the right rear quarter panel. 7 of Brett Hodge battling hard as the battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth on your screen is a tight one as they roll through turns 3 and 4. Down the backstretch they come. And move Lewis now into that 4th spot. Hahn back to 5th. Jackson Lewis going to swing to the outside of David Payton. One car on the outside wall. That was DeWeese. They are 2 by 2 now for the 3rd position. As they work around the number 2 of John DeMeester. Jackson Lewis holding into that 3rd spot now. David Payton trying to keep it down low. Puts the nose back out in front, up off the corner, number 4. Hayden Swank showing the way. As now Jackson Lewis sets eyes on the number 8 of Braxton DeWeese. Can he get there? You're starting to see the brake rotors, the glowing, both front and rear on that number 7. Right there behind the Interstate Ford. As we go on board, looking out the back side of the Bubba's Bout Broke podcast onboard camera. See a little bit of right front damage on that Camry. As they come up, they got lap traffic in front of them as DeWeese has opened up to a 1-second lead with 30 laps to go. Laps to go. Down to the inside they come. They get around John Kane. Now the 7 of Braxton of the Jackson Lewis going to try to find a way around DeWeese. Was DeWeese saving anything? Can they chase down Hayden Swank? Swank out to a 1-second lead. He is starting to reel it in. Possibility of winning some 40 cold hard cash here tonight. Put up by Tyler Rico's Boardwalk sub, and David Payton, I believe, was the driver that put up the bounty on Jackson Lewis. Who's going to make it? Who's going to snap the win streak? Who will be our first new winner of this young season? Lewis picking up the first 2 wins of the season. Now right to the back bumper of Braxton Lewis. A little bit of bumper tag in the turn number 3. Jackson Lewis says it's time to go with 26 to go. Next time by will be 25 laps to go. Lewis to the outside now. DeWeese has to check it up. 2 by 2 down here in the turn number 3. Jackson Lewis rolls the outside of the racetrack. He's going to take that 2nd spot away with 25 laps to go and a 1.5 second deficit to your race leader. Hayden Swank shows the way, this time off of turn number 4. We'll see at the line. He ran 18.8. Lewis is 18.07, so Lewis a little bit quicker last time by. Fastest car on the racetrack, though, was the 44 of Nichols. Gap down to 1.3. Jackson Lewis trying to close in. Long ways to go. A lot can happen over the next 22.5 laps. David Payne as Brett Hahn has fallen back direct to the rear quarter panel. Around will go Hahn. And the Tallarico Boardwalk sub will fly for the third time as last season's champ faces inward here off of turn number 4 to bring out the Tallarico Boardwalk sub yellow flag. Let's take a look back here quick, and we'll keep an eye on pit road as we do. You see the 71 of Hahn right there behind the 25 of Fleury. Oh, a little bit of contact. Got Fleury there. Nichols nowhere to go. I believe the 51 of Ron Hart was sideways. Got the inside wall, and the 44 Nichols will go around here on the front stretch. As we come back to live pictures as your race leaders all coming down pit road. This could be the race within the race to the win. We'll see what is going to happen down here. See right sides on the 35 is right going up, so along with the 7 and the 8 all getting right sides, and it's going to be a 2-tire stop for your top 3, and Deweese is going to come off of pit road and the number 2 position. But we've had some takers stay out on the racetrack, and as I say that, well, they all are headed down pit road. So Hayden Swank will regain the pit lead after pit stops, with Braxton Deweese going to refire off in spot number 2. Jackson Lewis 3rd. David Payne and Nick Fleury, your top 5. Ron Hart will restart in the 6th position. 7th spot, I believe, will be Devin McDonald once it cycles through. And then how they come off of pit road for Brett Hahn, Charles Darling, Zach Coyer. Should have gotten the free pass, I do believe. Pace car down and away of the pace truck as Hayden Swank leads them here as the nighttime lights are on here at the Kern County Raceway. 17 circuits left to go as we enter the Sunoco restart zone, and we are back underway. Good restart by Swank. Here comes David Payton around the outside of Jackson Lewis. That's the battle for the 3rd position. And just like that, quickly underneath the Tallarico Boardwalk sub, yellow flag for the 4th time here, as trouble back here at the back of the pack for Devin McDonald. We'll see what happened to bring out this yellow flag. On the restart down here into turns 1 and 2, and oh, just looks like he lost the handle on the backside of the car. Not sure if anybody else. Oh, there's multiple other cars involved. Let's take another look from our LaPlante Racing Products blimp cam. McDonald just got in there. Too much rear brake around. He will go. Hahn into the backside of the 7. And oh, up and over went Brett Hahn. Brett the Jet up and over, and that car looking more like a modified as it would not turn. Right front broke on the 71, and he's going to have to take a tow back to the pit road. Tough break. They're on the restart, but another second chance for the inside lane, as it is going to be a quickie yellow. So I'm going to choose the outside. Deweese down to the inside. See if they get a better launch this time in turn number 4. Beautiful facility here at the Kern County Raceway, the pit road and infield sitting down inside the racetrack. As we get ready to go back, green flag racing into the Sunoco restart zone they go, and we are back underway. Down here through the corner, and it is Jackson Lewis already on the charge. So here's side-by-side battle behind them between David Payton and the 25 of Nick Fleury. Ron Hart as well to the outside, trying to make something happen. Two cars going around. I believe that was the number 13 of Zach Coyer going around, bringing out the Tallarico Boardwalk sub yellow flag once again. Let's take a look back here. Chuck Darling onto the outside. Nichols was crossed up in front of him and nowhere to go. And then both of those drivers are going to end up spinning. Slight contact there, but bringing out the yellow flag once again. Closing in on 10 laps to go, and Hayden Swank says, I don't mind. All this, all on the back side of his rear view mirror. Braxton Luis runs in spot number 2. We got Chris out there, Bubba's Bout Broke podcast. If you have not checked them out, make sure you take a moment and do. Great podcast. Talking to local, I call them heroes because they're men that do things in machinery that, well, the common folk can't, and they work their 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever it is, sometimes longer. The local short track heroes throughout the United States. Make sure you stop in and give Bubba's Bout Broke podcast a listen. You will not be disappointed. As the lights go out around the speedway and the Chevy Silverado's electrical work broken once again. And I believe what will be, it looks like a double file restart. Thought maybe it was going to end up being single file, but was not. Pace truck down and away into the safe haven of pit road. Into the Sunoco restart zone we go. And Swank going to hump on the gas pedal first. And we are back underway with 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go as they all work down the back stretch. Here comes David Payton on the outside of Nick Fleury. Fleury going to throw it in deep down to the inside. Can't make anything happen, but hold on to that 4th spot. Jackson Lewis runs in 3rd. Braxton Lewis and Hayden Swank, your race leader. Top 3 cars all on 2 tires. I believe the top 5 cars all on the same tire strategy. And Swank going to run some qualifying laps now up on the front of this one as we watch the battle for the 4th or 5th spot. David Payton on the outside, the 51 of Ron Hart down low. Rolls that bottom a little bit better, but unable to get the power down with 5 laps to go. 5 to go for Hayden Swank, as this is a great battle on the backstretch as we watch it between Ron Hart and David Payton. Nick Fleury up 7 spots. Oh, hang on to it, Mr. Hart. And a little bit of a flutter there off of turn number 4, and that's going to give sole possession to the 38 of David Payton for the time being, as Braxton Luis trying to close in on your race leader. Swank with a little bit better drive off. 3 laps to go. Next time by, the popsicle sticks will be up. As they come on down here through turns 3 and 4. The ice cream is melting. 2 laps to go here at the Kern County Raceway. Hayden Swank trying to become $40 richer. Touches the outside wall. Here comes Braxton Luis. He throws it in deep. Smells the blood in the water. White flag is out. The final trip around the speedway presented by Tallarico's Boardwalk Sub. Hayden Swank down to the inside. He'll hold it down the backstretch. He holds court in the turns number 3 and 4. He has led every lap tonight. Hayden Swank's going to pick up the win and become our first different winner of the season. Hayden Swank picks up the win. Braxton DeWeese second. Jackson Lewis third. Nick Fleury fourth. David Payton fifth. That will round out your top five as we watch the 35 of Hayden Swank here on the front stretch. The 38 of David Payton, giving him a congratulatory rev of the engine. Is Swank gonna burn it down here in turns 1 and 2? And as he does that, we're gonna step away, get ready to come back with the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs post-race show right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Bowling brings people together.
Right down the middle. You got it. Uh-oh. Good job.
Do what you can do, man.
Oh. Wait.
That's a strike right there. Connect with family and friends. Go bowling.
Welcome back here to the Turn 3 Racing Network as we watch tonight's feature event winner burn it down here this evening as we head downstairs for the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs post-race show right here as we take a look down here on the front stretch. We finally made our way down to the number 35 of Hayden Swank, who sits here on the pit road. You see him right there in the victory lane. We bring him out here, and Hayden Swank gonna come home victorious, snaps the Jackson Lewis win streak, and you're gonna come out of here with 40 extra big ones in your pocket. How'd you get it done here this afternoon, man? And you had some fast competition breathing down your neck. I got having some technical difficulties here with Hayden's communications with us down here, but we'll come back to you, Hayden. See if we can get that fixed up. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to victory lane as Hayden, needs a little bit of a drink, and as we do that, we'll slide on down here. We'll start. How about with the winningest driver of the season? We'll switch back over here to the number 7 of Jackson Lewis, and Jackson, a fast race car once again this afternoon, and he started to make some ground up, and then that yellow flag came out with about 15 laps to go. What did you need out of this car to get up there and challenge that 35 of Hayden Swank?
I think thinking for it to go green the rest of the way. Yeah, like you said, I was starting to make up some hay towards the around I think 30 or 25 to go there, and started to make my way up through, and then got up to second. Then that caution came out and came down pit road and had a really bad pit stop and lost another spot. So I mean, wasn't the most ideal situation, but I'll take it. Definitely got a lucky break on that big wreck on the start and got me up to 6th right away. So it made my life a lot easier today. And I was hoping that I could maybe get that 3 in a row that I was hoping for, but we'll just got a long way to go in the season. Got plenty more races we can try to get.
Absolutely can. And this racetrack, I was talking throughout the broadcast, quickly becoming, I feel like a driver's favorite racetrack here. A lot of options. The second groove does come in, especially on a long run here. And this track wide. I know the axes get a little bit tight, but how much fun is this as being one of the newer tracks on the circuit?
Yeah, personally, I don't like it at all. It's a tough one for me, but I've always disliked the new tracks that come out. I always seem to struggle at them, and obviously because it's a new track, I've had a lot of laps on all the other tracks on here. I've ran this service for a long time, so once a new track comes out, I struggle for a little while, and I start not to like it, and then eventually I'll warm up to it. But for right now, Kern's on the bottom of my list of tracks I want to go to week.
Well, sure. Prove me wrong. It's always the case, but no, I definitely can relate to that. But definitely a great show here, watching you come up through the field, and congratulations on this third place finish. So, who you got to thank here that's on the 7 car to make it all possible?
Yeah, once again, I just got to thank Letters Direct, Oxbow Enterprises, and then RKM Setup Shop. I got to thank all those guys. I got to thank Tanner for putting on this stuff. Him having a great time once again. This league is a fun league, and I wish more people would show up to it. It's definitely a deserving league to have a lot of cars and for everyone to show up a lot often. But yeah, just excited to keep it going this season. Hopefully we can continue to have some good success and just continue on in hopes for a championship. And yeah, so congratulations to Hayden. He ran a hell of a race, and he deserved that win for sure.
Well, congratulations on your podium. That is your current high points man coming home with a third place finish here tonight at the Kern County Raceway. This is Jackson Lewis. Thanks for your time, Jackson, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
Yeah, thank you. Always a pleasure.
Have a good Easter, by the way.
Yeah, you as well.
There you go. That is Jackson Lewis coming home in spot number 3. We'll go up one spot up the rung to this driver, the driver of the number 8 Interstate Ford Mustang, and a good-looking Mustang by that is. One spot shy here tonight, Braxton, but a very fast race car, and I think this is the first race this season that did not have trouble for you on the start. See if we can catch up with Braxton here. He's debriefing with his crew. We'll see if he's here. If not, we'll come back to him. Looks like we will have to come back to the driver of the number 8. Striking out here. No one wants to talk to me here tonight. We'll see if our race winner, though, the 35 of Hayden Swank, see if his communications are back working.
Y'all got me this time?
I got you this time, sir. I think you may be a little bit too excited. Maybe blew it out there coming home as the first different winner of this season for the Summer Shootout Series presented by Sunoco. And man, this race let it green the green the checkered. We had some fast competition there, breathing down your neck.
Yeah. I mean, today's race, that was, wow, it was a lot. We were out front for a lot of it, but still I had my hands full. Got really lucky and inherited in the pole there, and that clean air was super helpful. I think, yeah, if that race went green there, it would have been an even bigger challenge to stay out front, but we got it done. So.
Well, you're going to get it done here tonight. You're going to walk out of here with a little bit of money as Talarico's Boardwalk Subs put some up. There was a bounty, and I think you're going to collect in on that bounty. So I believe you're going to walk out of here with $40 extra here to spend on this race car as we head into the paperclip next week after the Easter holiday. How's the outlook headed into Martinsville? One of those tracks that is one of my favorite to go to, but I cannot get around there to save my life.
Yeah, I feel like that place definitely can break your heart. But in the past, in this series and just in general, I've had some pretty good runs there, so I'm really looking forward to getting back there. I can't say I'm looking forward to starting there as a shotgun driver. It's going to be a tall order to pass a lot of those guys, but I think those points you get from winning a shotgun race might be just what we need to get back in this championship.
Yeah, you're going to definitely take and jump some points here this afternoon and into this evening. And a nice win out there. Congratulations on that once again. Who you got to thank on this 35 car that gets you here to victory lane and powers you all season?
Yeah. Just want to thank Talarico's Boardwalk Subs for the for putting up the prize money for tonight. Really excited to see this series continue to grow. Elif Brothers Roofing, Mike's Custom Garage and Speed Shop. Who else we got? Van Dorn, Turn 3, all of you guys, QuickTime Motorsports, Sunoco. everybody that makes this thing possible. This series has done nothing but improve in profile, improve in the quality of racing, improve in show every single year. And I'm just super happy to be a part of it, and to be out front doing it. So definitely looking forward to next week as well.
Well, congratulations here this evening on the win, the first win of this season for Hayden Swank. We hope you have a great Easter, Hayden, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully.
Yep. Hopefully we're having the same conversation next week, so I'll see you then.
There we go. He's going to have to start shotgun at the Martinsville Speedway in 1 week's time. That is your race winner. Let's see if we can dial up the number 8 of Braxton. Do we see if Braxton's gotten his ears on yet as he comes home in spot number 2 this afternoon? Braxton, you got a copy. Well, looks like we are having some difficulties with Braxton Deweese's communications. Let's see here if we can get him this time or not. If not, Braxton, you got us?
You hear me?
I got you now, sir.
Oh my goodness, we finally got it.
A lot of technical difficulties, it seems like. We didn't have Hayden at first, didn't have you. Should I start taking it personal?
I mean, you can do what you like. I'm not going to take it no bad way, but it just is what a coincidence that we both have problems like that. I was actually, before you brought me up, I was talking to Jackson there the entire time, and it was perfectly fine. So it's just, I guess, changing from channel to channel, it messed it up or something. I don't know, but we'll figure it out, and I'm glad we got it figured out right now. But just wanted to say I'm glad to be in second, and we'll talk a little bit more about it in a second.
Yeah, I mean, a good points night overall here, but I feel like this race here probably one of the better ones out of the first 3 races that you started. I feel like the first 2 races had nothing but trouble to start for you, and then this one, you're going to come home with that runner-up spot. What did you need out of this Ford Mustang to get up there and challenge the 35 for this win?
Personally, just being off the right front a little bit more and being on the right rear. I wasn't really able to run the line that they were able to run and be off the right rear there. Coming off 2, I was getting pretty tight. 4 was a little bit better because it rised up, but 2, it was getting tight, and there wasn't too much I could do after that. I tried to move up and whatnot, but it had already taken its course. So we will work on that for next time. We had that same problem at Richmond a little bit, just being tight and not being able to, make it go on the long run. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna work on it. We got a little bit to work on it here over Easter break. So we'll see what we can do at Martinsville and fix that up a little bit. But I'm still glad that we could come home second and beat Jackson there off pit road. Beating him off pit road there pretty much. That helped me with getting second. It was just how many laps was left, and with the cautions. If there was some more laps, he might have been able to get around me. But the long runs were the proving ground to see who saved their tires and who really didn't. And I wasn't one of them that saved the right front. So I'm glad that we were able to get that caution and, like I said, come on.
Well, yeah, well, congratulations. Like I said, coming home that second. Going to be a good points. I know a long season to go, not really time to think about the points, but every good run, and I'm sure points is on your mind, is this long, grueling season over the summer. Well, Braxton, we'll let you roll out the red carpet here. Who makes it all possible here on this number 8 car to make it all possible to race here each and every week in the American Sim Racing Club Sunoco Invitational Series?
All right, broke out again, but I want to thank Interstate Ford, Ben's Publical, James on Main, Ounce Arts Images, Booth 34 Diecast, Unrivaled Cinematography, Blaze Designs, Bully Dog, a coffee company. You can go to their website and get 10% off if you use the code BRAX5 in the checkout. So check that. I appreciate you dealing with my technical difficulty next Wednesday at Martinsville, and hopefully we can be talking to you again, maybe just one spot better.
Absolutely, Braxton. We hope you have a great Easter, buddy, with you and your family, and we thank you and your support that's out there in the YouTube chat each and every week. We enjoy interacting with them and interacting with you. Have a great holiday this weekend, and we will talk to you, hopefully, like you said, one spot better next week at Martinsville.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You too.
There you go. That is the driver of the number 8, Braxton Lewis, and that'll do it for our jumping all over post-race show as we take a look here at, we'll wrap up the Tallarico Boardwalk Subs post-race show. Only one thing left to do is to take a look here at tonight's feature results presented by Tallarico's Boardwalk Subs, and it is Hayden Swink picking up the win over Braxton Lewis and Jackson Lewis. Nick Fleury, David Payton rounding out your top 5. Ron Hart 6th, Zach Coyer 7th, Zach Nichols, Devin McDonald, and Jackson McLaren rounding out your top 10. Charles Darling, John DeMeester, Brett Hahn, John Kane, Andrew Hardings, and Noah Boucher rounding out your 16-car field. We hope you have a happy Easter this weekend. Enjoy your time with your family and your loved ones. But until next time, we'll see you in turn number 3. Have a good night, everybody.